The Pittsburgh Steelers have just signed Cordarrelle Patterson, the greatest kick returner in NFL history, arguably. So, the Pittsburgh Steelers, they have signed running back, kick returner, punt returner, do-it-all running back, and former wide receiver Cordarrelle Patterson to a contract to reunite him with his former head coach Arthur Smith. It's a 2-year, $6 million contract. But before I get more into this video, make sure you subscribe to the channel, turn on notifications so you never miss out on breaking news, updates, and everything Pittsburgh Steelers, and also like the video. Let's get right back into it. So, Cordarrelle Patterson, he not only slots in as the Steelers kick returner, someone who needed a big upgrade at that position, and we finally get it over the past few years. We also get a running back number 3, someone who could even line up at wide receiver at certain spots. So Cordarrelle Patterson is really a gadget receiver, gadget running back, and just a different playmaker the Pittsburgh Steelers will have on the field, utilized in many different categories. But first, the main reason why he's a Pittsburgh Steeler is because of his kick returns, and that's what he does at a very high level. One of the best, if not the best, of all time at returning kickoffs. And what has the NFL just brought back? They actually just revised the kickoff rule, actually basically making kickoffs a valuable part of the game once again, just like it used to be. They made a whole new rule change in the kick return game, basically taking away the fair catch and actually giving the kick returner opportunity to receive the ball, not allowing the defensive players to move until the ball gets into the landing spot, meaning big time kick returns are bound to happen once again. And it's not just like the ball's going to go to the 25-yard line every single time, unless obviously the ball's kicked through the end zone. So, Cordarrelle Patterson, one of the NFL greatest kick returners of all time, he has 273 career returns, averaging 29.3 yards per run back. That ranks 3rd in NFL history, only trailing Gil Sayers and former Steeler Lynn. So Patterson, he also holds an NFL record with 9 career kick return touchdowns. Patterson's best season came in his rookie year in 2013 when he averaged 32.4 yards per return with 2 touchdowns. He's led the NFL in kick return average in 3 of his 11 seasons and has a kick return touchdown in 7 of his seasons in the NFL. So obviously, if he has the most kick return touchdowns in NFL history, that's what I'm saying. He's the NFL greatest kick returner. Yes, you could say Devin Hester and players like that, but if you have the most touchdowns, you have 3rd in ranking in yardage. How are you not the greatest returner of all time? But obviously, arguably, other people have different opinions. I also like different players like Devin Hester returning kicks and punts like that. But Cordarrelle Patterson, based off stats, he's one of the best, if not the best, of all time. But obviously, he's coming to Pittsburgh later in his career, but he's also been good later in his career. Don't get me wrong, just because he's 33 years old now doesn't mean that he's fallen off a cliff in terms of kick returns. Yes, maybe he's not the same playmaker he was on the offense side of the ball, at the running back position, wide receiver position, but he's still a dynamic kick returner. And the Pittsburgh Steelers are now getting that once again on their team with Cordarrelle Patterson. One of the main reasons why he was signed is obviously Mike Tomlin values him in the kick return game. This is what Mike Tomlin had to say about Cordarrelle Patterson back when Steelers last played him. I'll talk about Patterson and what a dynamic return man he is, the field position component of play, his resume, that he has been able to make. Man, needs no endorsement from me. It's just been nothing short of special. End quote. So obviously Mike Tomlin still likes what he's able to do in the kick return game, even though he's in the later stages of his career in the NFL, and his speed, his agility, everything like that is not the same as it once was, but Mike Tomlin still values Cordarrelle Patterson in that area of play, and that's a key attribute that he'll be bringing to the Pittsburgh Steelers. He may not see the field as much at running back number 3, or maybe sometime at wide receiver if the Steelers need him to play that. But looking at that kind of area, he could do that as well. Looking at running back number 3, he's going to be behind Najee Harris and be behind Jalen Warren, but Patterson isn't just a special teamer. In 2022, he carried the ball 144 times for 695 yards, and that's at 4.8 yards per average per carry, with 8 rushing touchdowns. His role was reduced in 2023, obviously, with the addition of the first-round pick, Bijan Robinson, leaving Patterson with only 50 carries, but he still put up 181 yards and 0 touchdowns, though. So Patterson has made plays in the running game throughout his career, but not only that, he actually switched from wide receiver to running back in the later stages of his career, I guess because he decided to switch because there was more of an opportunity for him to see the field, and I guess the team needed him to do so. So, looking at Patterson, throughout his career, he's also made plays in the passing game because he has 298 career receptions as well. Back when he was actually lining up at the receiver position with the Minnesota Vikings, but then switching to kind of running back when he was with the New England Patriots back in 2018. That's the first time I think I can remember him actually switching to running back. I could be wrong there, but 2018 seems like the year in which he switched. Anyway, looking at the receiving yards that he's had per season, because he was actually able to put up some productive numbers, 45 receptions, 469 yards, 33 receptions, 384 yards, 52 for 453, and then even in Atlanta a couple years ago, 52 receptions for 548. So not only is he a former wide receiver, he's now a running back, so he can kind of do it all. And that's what I've been saying, because not only can he run the ball out of the backfield, he could even catch the ball out of the backfield as well, because he was a former receiver. So now whenever he's going to be outlined and have him in the backfield and you have him going on routes, he's going to be facing linebackers. And that's basically putting a wide receiver in the backfield and having him run routes against the linebacker. And that we all know that's usually mismatches for the offense versus the defense. So having a wide receiver run routes against a linebacker, even though he's playing the running back position, is always going to be an advantage. He might not see the field. He might barely see the field. But if he does get opportunities, expect big time plays from him. And maybe that'll be better because in the later portion of your career, as you get older, your legs start to wear down, the wear and tear on your body starts building up, and maybe he doesn't have the same movement that he's once had. So maybe he needs fewer reps to kind of unlock his explosiveness once again. Because sometimes less reps, you get the more explosive plays because you're fresh. And having Cordarrelle Patterson be able to do that may be key for the Pittsburgh Steelers, their return game, and their offense as well. The Steelers, they love lining up the running back at the wide receiver spot, but we just haven't seen that for a while now. So maybe Arthur Smith brings that back. We haven't really seen that since Le'Veon Bell when he used to go out wide, and kind of the Randy Fichtner offense as well when the running back used to be in the 5 wide position. We haven't seen that a while since in the Matt Cannon offense, but maybe Arthur Smith brings it back. He obviously used Cordarrelle Patterson back in Atlanta when he was the head coach and the offensive coordinator there, kind of calling the plays. So maybe Cordarrelle Patterson gets extra use because of Arthur Smith, but don't expect him to play much. But when he does, expect mismatches and them to utilize him to the best of his ability. So once again, to recap, what are the Pittsburgh Steelers getting? Well, they're getting running back, wide receiver, kick returner, punt returner, special teams ace, just a gadget player, Cordarrelle Patterson, on a 2-year, $6 million contract when kickoffs are actually being brought back because of a rule change. They're getting arguably the greatest kick returner in NFL history on their roster. So that's the end of this video and kind of his introduction to the team, what he could bring to this team, his stats, everything like that. But let me know your thoughts down in the comments below about this signing, this move the Pittsburgh Steelers made yesterday. Do you like it? Do you not like it? And what do you think he could bring to this team to a valuable standpoint? Do you think he'll be even used on the team, or do you think he'll be just someone for a depth piece because of Najee Harris and Jalen Warren? Or do you think he'll get playing time because of what Arthur Smith saw in him in Atlanta? Let me know your thoughts down in the comments below on this topic, just in general, and this signing. And is there anyone else in free agency that you want the Pittsburgh Steelers to pick up? And let me know your thoughts in the draft as well. Also, make sure you subscribe to the channel, make sure you turn on notifications, click that little bell down below so you never miss out whenever I post a next Steelers video covering anything Pittsburgh Steelers. All the introductions to the new players on the Steelers are on the channel, so go ahead and watch them. And more are coming. The draft is coming up, covering all. So make sure you turn notifications, like, comment, and subscribe. And until the next video, I'll see you guys all later. I'm out. Peace.